If you want to be my friend, you had better go and get a pen. You got it. Maybe we can keep in touch like they did in the old days. It wasn't so long ago. And I wish you well.
I think she's got it.
Oh, sign your pen, pals. Crushed it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely knew what was happening.
We wanted us. You
We
let
knew. We
us
could see
shine.
it.
You let us shine, and
We
that's
could see
why
it
you're
through the
great.
facial expressions. You were communicating that you got it.
I knew the whole time. I was letting you go.
You did great, Irene.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. This is Irene Tu. She's with us today. She's your newest pen pal. She is a fantastic comic, and it's not possible, but she pulls it off. An even better friend. I like her a lot. You have a whole bunch of dates. We're going to tell people where they can go to see those. You have dates like out till October.
Yeah, we added a bunch of fall dates. So
It's too many dates. That's why this is more of an intervention. It's too many dates.
Too many dates.
It's too many.
Too
We
many
met.
places.
We met when my tour came through Oakland, and you were doing your show up
That's
in the
true.
Bay. Loved that show.
R.I.P.
I still don't know what I ate from that pop up.
Oh,
Like I don't know. I don't know
think
the
it was-
name of the dish, but it
Oh,
was
yeah, that's
so
true.
good.
I thought you were about to say because you got food poisoning.
No,
I
it
still
was
don't know
good.
what I ate that got
They
me
had,
so sick.
It was like Ponset.
Yeah, it was like they had. I think you probably had money bags. They had one of the things they called them money bags.
I don't have no idea.
It was like a fried triangle thing.
Yeah, but I also had a bowl.
Oh, that's true. They also
Of
had that
something.
bowl of something.
Oh, so good.
I
But
know.
the show,
We're really selling it.
the show was awesome. It was a great running show, and then you moved down here, and I've just forced you to be my friend ever since.
Yeah.
And we have a show that we'll also plug every other Monday at the
Yeah.
Cat's Crawl.
That's right.
Yeah. Roar, how are you?
You know, I'm doing so good.
I thought you were gonna stop at the second. So
I'm doing so good.
no. I thought you were just going. I'm
I
doing
thought you were
so
gonna
so.
stop. Yeah.
I'm doing so. You know, it's never great or bad. It's just right there in the middle. When does this drop, Lissa?
This is on the 5th.
5th.
Ooh, may the 5th be with you.
Cinco de
Oh.
Mayo.
The
Cinco de
3rd.
Mayo. Ooh,
Sorry.
on
Well,
the
the
3rd.
We're 2 days away from Cinco de Mayo.
May the 3rd be with somebody else.
May the 3rd, and tomorrow you can say it, and then Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out there right now. Actually, right now as we sit here, I am in San Diego doing shows at American Comedy Company. So
Down in the
get
I'm also in San
on it.
Diego.
We're both in San Diego.
Yeah,
May?
randomly.
Yeah. Are you there for the weekend?
I'm there because that's what where we're doing this pod.
That's right. That's right. Are you doing? Yeah, all three of us. It's
We're all
weird.
We're coming to you
in
live
San
from
Diego.
It's
San
weird that I
Diego.
had you guys come down. It's like so out of your way, and you
Yeah.
guys were like, "We'll come down.
We'll come
do
down
the
and we
show."
won't do the show.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
And we won't see
Yeah.
it.
We'll do an hour of this, and then right back home. Traffic be damned. I don't care. But I'm good. Things are good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Did you? You don't have the letter that somebody handed you?
I do. Well, I've probably at this point now. I've probably been handed several letters.
Oh yeah.
That could be. You could be asking me.
I
any
can't
number.
I
But
can't
yeah,
wait to see the letters.
I'm
you get.
compiling. We're
My favorite
compiling
thing from being
them.
on the road.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to go? Let's just do it.
You ready to do it?
Yeah.
Let's go!
At 6'6" from North Carolina.
Okay.
You know who I'm saying? You know who I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah, Jerry Lawler, the wrestler.
I thought it was
You know
a
how much that
basketball
kills
thing.
him?
You're 100% correct.
You know when you
The
when you
greatest
get it
one of all
wrong,
time.
it kills him. He wants it right. He wants me to say the basketball thing. That's why I say Jerry Lawler, because I know it makes him go, "Oh, come on, that's not who it is."
But I did respect the pull, like the quick pull of it. I loved it.
Hey, Pal 1 and Pal 2. Oh,
Well,
pretty nice. You got it
What
right.
about Pal 3?
right.
And unknown to them, Pal 3. My wife, Chelsea, humble brag.
Okay.
Yeah. The name or having one?
I don't know. I love both of it. I love humble brag randomly. My wife, Chelsea, humble brag, and I love to do an escape room. I still remember the first one we did together. There was a magnificent tree sculpted into the corner of the room that guarded a perfectly hidden doorway.
Isn't this kind of giving it away?
Well,
Yeah,
we
I'm
don't
like,
know
well,
which, where, and when. We don't know any of that. I gave a manly scream of delight when it was revealed, and we were hooked. Fast forward to the present. My wife was going to hang out with a friend, and she planned on them going to an escape room. She kept this from me for a whole week because she knew it would cut deep. I told her that they wouldn't escape because Becky, her friend, just doesn't have it.
Wow.
I don't even remember if they won or not. My question is, should I divorce my wife? Sincerely, a scorned petty lover. Bing, bang, bing, bing, bing. Have you done escape rooms?
I've done one escape room.
Love or hate? How'd it go?
It was fun.
Yeah.
We did escape. I think it was like one of the easier ones.
Okay.
Was it just a key on a table?
No, there was like a group of us.
Which key is it? There's two. You can try both of them. You're like, all right.
There you go.
We did it in less than a minute.
I will say I contributed very little to the escape room.
Why?
It
Why
made
do
me
you
feel
feel that?
dumb.
Now, keep in mind, Daniel hasn't done an
I've
escape
never
room.
Oh, you've
done
never
one.
done one?
No.
They're like little puzzles and stuff.
Sure. But why? I think of you, and it's also true, but I'm just saying, you are very smart.
Yeah.
And you have a very great analytical brain.
Yeah, but you have to think outside the box.
Yeah, but did
While
you...
being trapped inside.
Was it the group that made you kind of go, I'll backseat this?
No, I was trying.
Oh, okay.
Like, I could figure out some of the stuff where I was like, oh, obviously I have to figure out this puzzle, but you have
Yeah.
to, like, find stuff in the room, and
Yeah.
that was hard for me to, like, randomly look for things
Also,
that aren't there.
Do you get hung up on things that aren't relevant? Like, I always wonder this, is somebody ever like, this exit sign, the T is out, and somebody's like, yeah, but it's just an exit sign.
Yeah.
And then you don't know, like, that's just telling us how we can get out of the room if we want to get out.
I think, because Alyssa has done way more than all of us combined, but
Yes.
I've done, I think, 4 or 5, something like that. And I got to say, there is enough thing, like, first off, I'd assume we probably had a similar apprehension of when you go in, you don't know that you can kind of just destroy the place looking for clues.
that's
Because you're
true.
kind of being, like, polite, and you're like, well, no, we're supposed to be adults. And, like,
Yeah.
but you can, like, really go to town on most of, like, the
Genuine
rooms.
question. Is
Yeah.
it just like a TGI Fridays wall when you walk in? Just
No, there's just a theme.
It's
tchotchke
very well
everywhere?
done. Like places, I mean, obviously
No.
they're all very different, but
Sure, I guess
places that really
stylistically,
do it well,
thematically.
it really blows your mind, and it's very cool how it's done. But things that are meant to be grouped together or things that might have meaning, they kind of stand out a little bit more. Like a book that's just a book that you go to like grab and it doesn't move. You don't get hung up on why you're like, oh, that's clearly not. I'm not supposed to move it. It's not a thing.
decoration.
It's literally
just
decoration.
decoration.
Yeah. But then like one that does move, you go, oh, well, that is what makes this one more significant because it does move. So now I know if 4 of them don't move and this one moves, this has to do. There's something to this, and maybe I'm finding this, and it's the 5th thing we're gonna work on.
Oh, fuck.
But you might go, you might be like, does this apply to anything? If people are like, the group, if you're with the right group, they'll be like, no, we're trying to figure out this puzzle over here, and you'll kind of put it back, but you don't even try to remember. You just 30 minutes later, randomly, you'll go, the book. Oh my God, this book. I know this book. I think it's in this book. Like, it's suddenly you're like, getting
Can
this
you
like book
feel
out.
how strongly Lissa wants to talk?
Totally jump in. I mean, this is her subject more
I
than
didn't even
anybody's.
need to look.
Yeah.
It felt like you walk in and you're like, oh, I think there's a
Well,
fireplace
I kept
here.
glancing over because I thought she would be leaned forward towards the mic by now.
She
but
was
she really
trying
was
to
holding back.
restrain herself. That's what I'm saying. I could feel it's almost like an all love. And you love me so much and I love you so much that you I don't even need to say this. But it's kind of like when a retriever sees you have a ball.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah, I felt that.
Okay. Oh, I'll wait. I
happening.
will wait right here
This is
because I
happening.
know that you're eventually gonna
I made myself nauseous sitting here trying to hold back.
Could not jump
I felt
in?
that. I
Yeah.
felt that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
So
love
I
escape rooms?
love them. I do with 2 of my best friends. We do a lot of escape rooms. Like
And they are a hoot.
I've
Yeah.
done like
They are. I love them.
I bet I've done dozens at this point of escape rooms, and there are a ton around LA. We've done them all, and I think the thing that's the best about them is people come up with such good gimmicks now for the rooms. Like
Yeah.
there's one nearby in West Hollywood, and it's a Jumanji room. And this isn't spoil. I would never. This is not spoiling anything. You
Bonnie
know,
Hunt's there.
You know all this up
Yeah,
front.
it's hers.
Could you?
It's her house.
imagine?
She's your guide.
Could you imagine?
So it's a real tech heavy room, which not all of them are, but everyone, in the movie, the newer movie.
Oh yeah.
I never saw it.
Okay, well, one person is really good at maps, and then one person is really strong, and
Sure.
everyone has their like specialty
Attributes,
thing
yeah.
as a video game character. They give you a bracelet. If you're the map person, you have a bracelet, and so anytime your skill might apply, you tap your bracelet on something, and then you're the person who can make a thing happen.
Wow.
So
Oh, wow. That's cool.
yeah, there are also rooms where you are separated.
Oh, that was my first one.
Yeah, so your team gets separated, and you, like, Team A has to accomplish something before Team B can do their thing, but you don't know what it is over there, so you can't.
Yeah,
Can you
can I?
I
communicate?
would hate that.
Dude, the very
No.
first one
This
I
is the
ever
Mary
did.
Holland?
Yeah, it was in
think you told
Atlanta.
me
We were
this.
shooting Robbie, and it was me, my wife Jordan, Mary Holland, Scott Moran, and Owen Burke, and Carl Hess and his wife. They were both coming to they were late,
Sure.
but it was going to be all of us. And we get there, since there's just 5 of us. They're like, okay, well, it's this hotel themed, and each of you are in a different hotel room, and so we're gonna split you guys up. And so I just end up being the lone person.
Oh.
So
No.
it's Mary Holland and Jordan.
you've never done one
Owen and
before.
Scott. I've never done one, and I'm by myself. Scott and Jordan also have never done one. And what's so incredible to me is that afterwards, after the fact, we're talking about it, and Jordan was like, she's like, yeah, when they put Mary and I into the room, she's like, Mary just starts ripping the room apart, finding clues and going at it. And I was like, oh, and then Scott goes, oh yeah, Owen did the same thing. He's done an escape room before. So we went in, he was already looking for stuff and finding stuff. And I just start laughing so hard that I was like, I wish there was a camera so you could see that, and then me, because literally I just I slowly walked into the room and I was like, oh, this is so well done. I'm like closing the door.
Take it all in.
I'm not really touching anything. And then suddenly the phone on the wall is ringing. I'm like, hello? And Jordan's like, is there a key under the desk? And I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Ro- you're like-
She's like, start looking
Rory,
for stuff.
you're like, you know what? I can't talk to you like this.
But with that one, what was so interesting is that they were all in a row, and there was like a string that went between the rooms that had to be like leveled at a certain thing to bring something up in one of the rooms. But on the
Whoa.
phone, I could talk to Scott, or I can't remember what it was, but there
Sure.
was
a
you couldn't
bypass.
just talk to anybody,
Right.
and you had to communicate what was going on, to where I had to solve a code to give to Jordan because they had a safe and they needed the code. And I just remember at one point, I just look, and then Carl Hess shows up. His wife gets thrown in with me, and I'm on the floor like rummaging through all these books. And when the door opens and the woman just lets her in, I just turn around and I go, have you done an escape room before? And she goes, no. And I go, oh, we're fucked. We're fucked.
Did you find the code?
I found the code. We did great. We found the code.
Sure.
We'd find a thing and we'd just start hugging. And then we're like, fuck, we got to keep going. We can't celebrate. We got to keep moving. I looked on the wall at one point, and I don't know why randomly, but I go, oh, on the wall, there's pieces of fruit. There's 4 pieces of fruit. Number 4, maybe the 4
Yeah.
means something.
Yeah.
And then, and I didn't think of it, and everyone just kept passing it off. And truly, it was like a little bit of time went by, and we're looking for numbers. And I just looked up, and I go, wait, the fruit is 2 oranges and 2 bananas, 2 and 2. And they were like, that's it. It's 2 and 2. And then
Oh
they
my
got it like
gosh.
in the thing, and I was like, holy shit! Like the rush of getting something right.
Yeah.
Truly, you feel so smart. You're like, oh my God, I figured out a thing that's clearly designed and like trying to steer you towards it.
Right.
But it's so the being separated was awesome, because as soon as we got out of the rooms, we thought we won, and yet now there was a whole thing in the hallway. And Mary is so good. She's like you. She's gone to a lot of them. And she comes out of the hallway, and there's this tray, like they've served food, and all of the food on the thing. And Mary just runs back into her room real quick, comes out with a menu, and starts looking at everything on the tray and starts doing the math of what the prices of each thing is, comes to a total number, turns around and like puts the numbers into a safe, opens it, gets the key, throws it to Owen. Owen like quickly opens the door, and we got out of the hallway.
You
And the
guys a
lady's
national
like,
treasure?
the lady literally was like, you guys had 10 seconds left.
Whoa.
Oh.
And that
That's
was
the
an hour.
best
And an
feeling.
hour truly feels like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's the fastest hour of my life.
Wow.
We've done some where we started off we were each in
Egypt.
a separate cage. locked in a cage and like tied up in a cage.
I love it. I love this
and
so
we-
much.
you had to like get yourself out of the cage. There was another one. There's somewhere they put a live actor in there with you, and they like play a person, and we were. It was
Oh, they're
like,
just another patron,
Well,
or you
no.
know that they were.
No, they're an actor.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it's like a zombie and it's meant to scare the shit out of you.
yeah.
Oh.
So like this room
What was your theme?
I don't remember.
Okay.
This was cannibal themed, and we were in a basement, and they put bags over our heads. And
I don't like that.
Brought
That's,
us into
like,
the
too
room.
much.
I think you got kidnapped.
Yeah,
And you
I-
escaped.
I
And you
don't-
got
yeah.
out. And you should
you
be
know what?
very
Actually
proud of
escaped.
yourself.
And she's avoiding trauma by
that's what I'm saying.
pretending
That's
as though
true.
she paid to
Yeah,
do
No,
it.
it was an escape room. Yeah.
Do you remember Michael Keaton's The Game? That was just an escape room. That was one big escape
Michael
room.
Douglas, you
Michael
dork.
Douglas. Yeah.
Sean Penn.
There are different kinds too. There are some that are really puzzle heavy, where you're solving a sequence of puzzles,
Yeah.
and then there are some that are more practical. My brain doesn't do the practical stuff as well.
Well, I have a couple questions for you guys who have all done them. Do you remember the I think they still exist. It was like a DOS game on a computer, and it was just prompts, and it would just say like, "You're in a dark room," and then you would type in like, "I walk to the wall," and then it goes,
Yes.
and it goes, "You feel a light switch," and then you're like, "I turn it on,"
Yeah.
nothing happens, and then you're like, "I unscrew the light bulb," and then they're like, a key falls out, and it's like you start with absolutely nothing. And I say this because I could never figure those out.
Yeah.
One of my best friends, Corey McBride, obsessed with those types of games. And I've always wondered, if I'm horrible at that, will I be horrible at an escape room? Because I just couldn't
No.
I could never. He would do these weird things where all of a sudden he's found a hammer because because they're like, the floor creaks. So he'd be like, oh, then I rip up that floorboard. I was like, why would you think to do that? Like, but
Well,
that is how it works.
I think what's so interesting with escape rooms, though, is that when you walk in, it's only when you walk in, you finally do one, that you look around and you go, oh, I see. There's things that clearly stand out as clearly they are clues or they are specific numbers or letters. You just don't know what they go towards.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more you start going and you kind of uncover one thing, if you're with a good group, like it does start to you do start to kind of piece together why
get in a rhythm
the
of
letter
it.
A is written so
how
big
you get
on
into
the
how
wall.
this escape room was built. Of like you find the
You just start kind of finding clues that you realize work towards and sometimes it's fun. Sometimes you just find a key and you're like, oh, this is the key to open this door, which I also find very satisfying. But then sometimes you open the door and it's like, oh, it's not like a riddle or anything like that. It's always like something that's number or letter based.
Totally.
kind of
Yeah, you
thing.
have to get to that conclusion. There are some people who have done a gazillion, and so they might ruin it for you by being like, well, this is a
They've
magnet.
seen these
This is a
they've seen
magnet, so
these.
clearly
Yeah,
something's
yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to fall here. So and that takes kind of
some
like
of
the
it away.
I know. It takes the
fun.
fun out
Yeah.
of it.
But doing an escape room, if you've never done one, doing an escape room with people who have, I think, is essential, because otherwise
Yeah.
you're stuck there, not knowing.
Irene,
what
would
to
you do a second one?
Yeah. I
So
would
you
do a
didn't
second
turn
one.
it didn't turn you off. To
No,
it.
no. I would do another one with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you say that, and then you mentioned the group. That's my other thing too. Doing an escape
It's like
room.
a fun group activity.
But
I agree.
do you find yourself in the video game like Overcooked situation where some people you can be in an escape room up and go, oh, I hope we never get a flat tire together.
Sure.
No, I don't know.
Maybe could they put you in a group of people you don't know?
I think the only time you run into that is if you have a personality type that is too bossy.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're with a group where everyone's like for instance, if let's say the three of us were going, or say all of us in this room, I would have so much confidence that we would actually be a perfect dynamic because Lissa's done them. So Lissa can kind of like steer. It doesn't mean she knows it. It doesn't mean she's going to like find these things that are right, but she would keep us on point to be like,
Right.
okay, I think this is here. And whereas
you get to me and you're like, and Daniel,
Yeah.
you're so good at standing still.
but also, the good thing is none of us have that like overly alpha like come on, we gotta fuck it. Like no one would be
Right.
absurd or be like, fucking Daniel, you're not contributing. Like you
It would
don't
keep
stop
being
to think
fun.
who's contributing or not contributing.
None of us would
All
take
you
the
do
fun
is
away.
keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And I've seen someone who I went with Jordan and Elliot, my daughter, to like do one, and before we went in, the person running it, she was like, do you guys want like hints or anything? I go, if it's too hard, like, yeah, throw us a hint, because they have like the speaker in the room and they're watching you.
Sure.
And like we didn't get the first clue for like 10 minutes, and definitely we should have found it by now. And I was like, oh, maybe something. And so she was giving us like a bunch of clues and stuff, but like watching the whole time. And at one point there was a thing at the end where you had to like press these buttons, and I ran back to the first room to grab a stool and brought it back so Elliot could get up and be the one to like do the buttons. And I remember afterwards the lady was like, I thought that was so sweet you went and grabbed the stool. She's like, the last time it was a mom, dad, and their kid, the dad said no to every suggestion and was like, no, come on, it's got to be this. And I was like, oh, I can't even imagine that person, like being in an escape room for an hour with that person at a 10 because they can't handle the stress.
That person to me, like in like pickup basketball, is constantly being yelled at to pass. Do you know what I mean? Like that's just how that's that type of like, I've got this. We're like, well, you are doing this with other people. Like, you kind of got to pass the ball around a little bit.
I think for the most part, everyone is kind of timid and you're like nervous, and you are the best people to do it with. I would say, like in your situation where you're like, I didn't know, I thought I was like stupid. I actually think that's the best because you're not shutting down. You are looking for stuff, but you're not like throwing shit out there. I was similar. I think I'm still like, I don't know, is this a thing? I'm looking to someone to give me a response. Daniel, is this right? And you're like, I've never even done them. I'm like, I don't know if this is it.
Yeah, I would definitely be in the back seat.
I also did. I did a room with 8 people one time, and my friend Heather, at one point, I watched her, and she was just like stacking papers, like she didn't have anything to do.
Yeah, tidy up.
Yeah, she was tidying because there were so many people, and so that also can be like too many cooks is an actual thing.
Yes,
there wasn't enough clues to go around.
But it is fun to look over and go, everyone's contributing something.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and start putting things back so that they don't have to clean it up too much.
It'll make it easier for the room master.
You're like, everyone's really bringing something from their personality to the table.
Yeah. I'm answering emails.
Yeah.
Like,
based on how much we just riffed talking about excitement of escape rooms.
Without saying
and Daniel hasn't even done one.
And we haven't
Chad,
said whether or not a scorned petty lover should divorce their wife.
I think, yes, divorce your wife because we just told you how fun they are, and I can't believe she'd go without you. But maybe she needs to see other escape rooms. You know what I mean? Maybe you gotta step back. Allow her that opportunity.
Well, maybe
your escape room isn't so
good,
good, bud.
Really quick, tell me what you think, Irene. This person, I'm assuming man, but I don't know why I should. This person said that their wife kept it from them for a whole week because that she knew it would cut deep.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like super real life it, but just chill out a little bit.
What do you mean?
Like, she really thought you were going to be upset, and I do feel like you're joking, but it seems like it did bother you.
She did keep it from him for a whole week. I mean, he clearly likes him.
Yeah, but maybe she knew her audience.
Yeah, but also, is Becky the right choice to be your partner? You know what I mean? Like
is it because she can't go again, right? If she went
to the same one, like it would be set up the same way, so she couldn't go twice. But also,
that's why Lissa got us a gift for Daniel and I to go with 2 people to an escape room, and we haven't gone yet because Daniel and I are very true to form, and Lissa kind of can't really go with us because
I can't go.
She knows the
I
puzzles
did it, and I thought they would have so much fun in that specific room, so I wanted them to
would
do it,
go.
but now I can't.
I would
do
go
it.
with you
You
guys.
should go.
Yeah.
It would be hilarious.
Chad, guys,
it would be
all
hilarious.
of us, but Lissa, the one that would actually help us succeed.
I was going to say, if it's only for 4 people, it would be hilarious if it was the 3 of us and Lissa did go, but she can't contribute.
She's
literally
there,
just gets
she's
to
watching.
go to like watch us fucking run around.
Yeah, and she's constantly just going, you fucking idiot.
Which she does a lot anyway.
Yeah.
And you guys go, Lissa, is that right? And I go, I don't know.
And every time you just go.
Do you remember what you were going to say about the person?
Oh, I was going to say, but what if this guy, girl, whatever. I'm saying this guy. What if he's the problem? What if like he's not fun to go to an escape room with, and that's why she doesn't want to go with him?
I think you have a little face-to-face.
Something to consider. Something to consider.
Maybe you got to look inside, you know?
Scorned petty lover. I mean, you're calling yourself out, but I do think either way he should divorce.
Whether or not it's your fault.
I mean, they're
divorce,
clearly not good together.
Right.
Whether it's his fault or not.
I can't wait to do one. We will do one. We'll follow up on it. I imagine we're going to get a lot of Patreon letters of people being like, let me tell you about when I went.
I would
with
love
this
to know
crazy person.
I would honestly give us your fucked up escape room stories. Like, where you're like, I can't believe this happened.
I mean, I really want to do
There
South
was a
Park.
real gun in there.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if I could do the Iranian hostage situation one?
Oh yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want a bag over my head.
Oh, in a
I'm
cage.
kind of
No,
into it.
In a cage tied up.
And you had to sign a waiver and an NDA.
Yeah, and like a fire alarm goes off, so then everyone has to leave, and you're just stuck there.
Oh,
No, thank you.
Nightmare.
I'm into it. I like it.
Is there a horror movie that takes place in an escape room yet?
No, but there should be.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's called Escape Room.
There's actually a sequel to it
It
as
has
well.
to be, yeah. Okay.
Did you see it, Roar?
No, but I saw the trailer for the second one,
Yeah.
never knowing the first one existed, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not like this." I was like, "This does look very cool in a very like Saw kind of way."
Sure.
I was like, "This actually, I'm not into horror movies, but it did look cool."
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, thank you for this letter. I hope you guys find couples therapy and really talk your way through this. And I hope that therapist is fun enough to kind of leave the room, the door locked.
They think the
now.
therapy is an escape.
And if you can't solve your marriage, then you don't get out of the escape room. Yeah, for her, the escape room is the marriage.
Men are from Venus. What's the difference between Venus and Mars? What's the difference between
Quickly,
Venus
I need
and Mars?
4 differences. Like size, I don't know. We wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Rory Scovel.
Daniel Van Kirk and
Irene Tu.
And we're back.
You nailed that, Irene.
That was perfect.
That was wonderful.
Your favorite part, plugs and hugs. I'm on tour, RoryScovel.com. Go look at the dates. Find a date that works for you and tell
You're all over. How many cities are you doing?
a lot. There's a lot.
Like
Try
40?
to tell 300 people if you can to each one of those cities. If you can just do a blast, a big email blast.
Your
would
tour
be-
is just a pyramid scheme.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't
Yeah,
For
you
every
tell
2
5
people you
people.
bring,
Yeah.
you get 10% off your
They
merch.
work for you now. So yeah, please spread the word. RoryScovel.com for all tickets.
Great. DanielVanKirk.com if you want to see what I'm up to. This is coming out on the 3rd of May. So the next Petit Four show is on the 8th. That'll be at the Cat's Crawl at 8 o'clock. It's my show that I do with Irene Tu, and it's her show that she does with me. It's a really fun show. I
Our
hope you guys
show.
It's our show.
Yeah.
And then other stuff will be coming as it comes. DanielVanKirk.com. But otherwise, I'm just going to, starting in a month, be at my cabin as much as possible.
Fun.
I
So
know.
fun.
Can't wait.
Love that.
Irene?
IreneTu.com for tickets. I'm also on tour. Not as much as Rory, but
We're in San Diego right now.
we are in San Diego right now.
Where are
cannot
you
see
in,
me
where are
in
you
San
in May?
Diego.
Where are you going?
I'm headlining the San Jose Improv May 25th.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll be in Phoenix in June, and then I'm doing a bunch of fall dates. So just look at my
Is
website.
that where we met?
Where?
Why do I think we met at your show that I talked about earlier?
I think you met at my show.
So the second time we met was when you were doing that show with Taylor? And you yelled at that woman to shut the fuck up?
Oh, that might have been the first time.
I can't remember.
Trauma. Daniel's.
No, I think
Daniel's
that was the
listed
first
that.
time.
That's a
I think the
permanent
first
memory.
time we met was
Got
at
you.
Taylor's show at San Jose.
Yes.
And then I got mad at a heckler and told her to shut the fuck
Well, I
up.
don't even know if you got mad. You handled the situation appropriately.
Oh, I think I was in
Well,
rage.
you were mad. Yes,
I was in a
know.
rage.
Yeah.
And I
was in
said,
rage. I wasn't
shut
even
the
there, but I
fuck
can
up.
feel
Okay,
it.
so you're going to be San Jose. Where else?
San Jose, Phoenix. In the fall, I think I'm in DC,
DC
Tampa,
Improv.
Raleigh,
Raleigh.
Dallas, Houston, Austin.
Great.
Yeah. And then we'll probably add some more too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, and if you see Irene around, don't steal her stuff.
Yeah.
And also, if you see her in
Don't
the
do that.
airport, she's probably delayed. So be nice.
That's true.
You want to do this show? Or a letter?
Here's this letter.
Okay, ready?
Oh, I thought we were doing a song.
You
We
wanna
do the
sing?
song
No,
again.
I
Wait,
I-
do you is that
wanna
a
do it?
request?
No,
We
I thought
very
you were
rarely
singing
solo?
something.
Wanna
No,
do
no,
solo?
no, no,
Okay,
no,
all
not
right.
You want to do it
Well,
with a
it's
guitar?
always there.
We
I
can
was
give you a
trying to
guitar.
har-
We
I
got
was
a
trying to
tambourine.
harmonize with what you were gonna say, but it was just
If you want a
It was
tambourine,
just this bad sound.
yeah.
we'll give you one.
All right, here we go.
Dear Rory and Daniel
Yeah.
And me.
and Irene.
But whose name was first?
Probably should have been Irene.
That's true.
But it was who?
You never know. You know what's something?
It was Rory.
Sometimes you never.
No, I see it right here. It says Rory.
Yeah, I know, but my point is like, sometimes you can't tell if it's a typo.
No.
You know,
Mm.
sometimes
No.
you never know.
No, you can.
My husband and I are getting a divorce because I went to an escape. What?
Wait.
What
Okay.
double letter?
Dear Rory and Daniel and Irene, My husband and I just bought a house this year, and we were very excited for Halloween after living in apartments our whole adult lives and not being able to participate in giving out candy to trick-or-treaters. We sat at the end of our driveway and gave out candy and had a really good time. At the end of the night, a couple, about our age, early 30s, came by with their 7-year-old. We were all chatting for a bit, and then at one point, their kid had to go to the bathroom. Excuse me. We offered for him to use ours, and my husband took him inside. Fast forward to the next day, and I am mortified after realizing that we have a picture of dicks in our guest bathroom. I have attached a photo of the dicks, just FYI. It is a drawing of dicks in a frame, not real pics of dicks. We do not have children, and I got this picture at a thrift store many years ago, and I just think it's funny. But I didn't anticipate a 7-year-old boy using our bathroom and potentially telling his parents later on that he saw penises without context. We aren't sure what to do, but I have been horrified by this for the last month and a half. Do we go F2F, that's face-to-face, to explain? Do we pretend it didn't happen? I'm not sure what our course of action should be, if any, especially since we don't know if he said anything, but again, he's 7. We liked these people a lot. She's already written them off.
Yeah.
Look, we had good friends for a while.
Yeah.
We liked these people a lot and would like for our neighbors to not think we're perverts. Please help, Callie.
What a letter.
I know.
What a moment. What an incident.
I'm gonna.
I bet a lot of people
Wait, I
can
wanna
relate
see the
to
photo.
this.
Okay.
Wait, but also, so she knows
that's,
that he saw it because it was taken out. I missed that part.
Here's the thing: a 7-year-old
It's
might not have
in-
even noticed this, especially it's not at eye level.
There's a chance that the 7-year-old didn't notice it. However, I think it was. What's the picture? Is it kind of prominently placed? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that kid's gonna have to look up
Wait, so where was it located in the bathroom?
on the bathroom wall.
Here's my assumption. My assumption is this: 1, that kid did not notice it and never said
That's
a
what I'm
word
thinking.
at all. I think that's what's happened.
So
However,
you would not try to get out in front of it.
so if you do
Or-
try to get out in front of it,
You might not even be in front of it. If it's happened, it's happened. You're not.
if
in
you
front of
thought
it.
these parents were chill, and here's the thing: you've moved into this new house. You're trying to find who's our group? Who do we hang out with? Who do we like spending time with? Are these our new friends?
Right.
And I feel like if there is something with this couple, never discount people's senses of humor. I think more people have an accepting sense of humor towards something that would maybe be labeled dirty, more so than people who are very outright no, you don't say stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think more people are like, I can laugh at stuff. I'm not fucking stupid.
Right.
So there is a chance that if you said, hey, I just wanted to bring this up, we have this picture, they might be like, oh, that's funny. That picture is funny. But then also it's funny that you thought that maybe this was a thing. Because I think it's probably not. I don't think that kid has said anything.
I think.
Very cartoony.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know how high up this picture was, because it's the kid's 7, so he's sitting on the toilet. If it's way up, maybe he didn't even look at it.
That's what I think.
This is the. It
But also-
feels a little higher, right?
But also,
Right?
does he
I would say
know
it's
what
probably
he's
about as
looking
high
at?
as-
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think he
7
knows what
years
he's looking
old?
at, because there's also there's people in it. There's stuff. I thought it was a picture of just dicks.
Dicks? Yeah.
That's it. I'm
Right.
okay, well then that's obvious.
Yeah.
But there's stuff going on in this.
Yeah.
You have to look for the dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's probably in the bathroom for 2 minutes.
And also, if you're
left.
a kid, and I feel like we should state this for the listeners, and also this is probably on our Instagram. You can see what this picture actually looks like. I think are we posting
It'll
it?
be one way. It'll definitely be
be
up for the
blurred.
Friday watch
But
crew.
we should point out these are erect dicks, which does change.
Erect and
it does change.
and
the,
comically
like that-
oversized.
yeah, that's
I
it,
mean,
man.
one person
That's
is.
a huge detail we're leaving out.
I mean, look at this guy.
These aren't flaccid penises.
That was the
He's
one where I
riding.
was like,
He's
oh.
riding his own dick like a dolphin.
Yeah. So see, here's the
Which
thing.
also, don't ride dolphins.
And don't ride dolphins or giant dicks. Don't ride that.
Well,
Yeah.
But that is so comically big. That kid is probably
Ride a
not like,
giant
oh,
dick.
that's his own dick, and
Yeah,
he's riding,
he-
and it's giant.
I think he doesn't even know what it
It just took me
Yeah, he
this
doesn't
long to
know.
realize one guy's touching another guy's dick. There's a lot happening in this that you don't catch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the first two I was just like, oh, there's people, and then I knew that there were dicks, so that I saw the dicks.
Yeah, I wonder if we had
You know.
pre-shown, if you'd have been like, oh, okay.
Because I think I would have glossed over. Like, I saw, like, oh, there's faces. I was like, oh, this is some weird art thing. And I didn't, like
old.
Yeah.
Old
and I
art.
was
Yeah,
like,
it's
all right,
interesting for as
whatever.
large as the dicks are, that isn't what. It's the hair and stuff is what draws your
Yeah,
attention.
the hair.
And the
I was
body
like, the hair,
shapes.
that's black. That's
Yeah.
like what. And then I was like, oh,
It
there's
does,
dicks.
It
And then there
does
was the
beg
giant
the
one.
question of, like, what sort of decor do you put in the bathroom of your place that might be the one guests use if you've got 2 bathrooms or even just
Yeah,
one.
I mean, I guess it's
But if
that.
you're expecting guests, expecting or not, but if you're going to go, oh, I have to use the bathroom. Oh, yeah, use the one in the hallway. You don't necessarily want to be like, oh, yeah, and that's the one where I keep all the penthouse mags.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you might be like, hey, the bathroom is the bathroom and I am who I am. So if that's what's in there, that's what's in there.
Also, nudity happens in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of that is, whatever choice you want to make is fine, but it does put out an interesting question that I think maybe some people consider and some people don't. I don't know that I would consider it, but, like, what is the art that is in there if it could, like, if someone said, would you hang that in your bathroom? I would say yes. And if they go, what if a kid uses your bathroom? I would go, oh, I didn't think about that. Like, that would be the next
Right.
thing I go, oh, I
But
do
would
have to
you care?
reconcile. I'd have to think about if I cared. I couldn't tell you off the cuff if that bothers me or not, because I might be like, oh,
Scar him early. That's what I say.
yeah. I know Elliot would be like, what is this picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, would you care if Elliot saw it?
Yeah.
I don't think I would put that in my bathroom.
No, but you
if
guys
I
go to
had
a neighbor's
kids.
house, they use the restroom, then you use the restroom,
Yeah.
or Elliot tells you, one way or another,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
realize, oh, Elliot might have seen this.
Yeah.
Or she goes, they had a really weird drawing.
Yeah.
Does she even know what a penis is?
Yeah, but she doesn't. I don't know that would. I have no idea how she would interpret that picture. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But if she told me that, I would just go. I would be like, oh yeah, I might even bring it up. Like, oh, she said there was like some weird picture in there, and they might, because I would want to. I would be saying that because I want to diffuse what
Saying what to
it
who?
might be.
Saying what to who?
to the
couple?
family.
So
To
you
be
would
like,
tell
oh,
the
can
family.
I always
Callie?
be like, can I see it? Like, is it funny?
Yeah.
And I think that's just because I do stand up, where I would be
Right.
like, oh yeah, I curse in front of my kid. Like
Right.
I talk openly about anything with my child. So I would be like, if she was like, oh, I saw this weird picture in there, I'd be like, oh, well, can I go see it just so I can explain what it was? Because if she has a question about it or she thought it was weird, I want to know what we're talking about so
Yeah.
I can explain what that
I also
picture
wouldn't
is to
call
her.
this sexual. I mean, there's some sexuality
I don't
to
know. The
it.
guy's riding his own dick,
Yes,
and
there's
that's
sexuality
something
to
no
it.
one can really do.
But it's not like a picture of two people having intercourse, right?
Right.
Or
It
like,
is more funny than sexual.
oh, it's clearly
Yeah.
comical.
yes, it's playing
Yeah.
up on like phallus obsession of like comic like men and their huge. Like,
Wait, you've interpreted the
penises.
picture? I don't.
Yes, I've.
Oh.
Yes,
I just
big
thought
time.
the person drawing it was like, I got high last night.
I want to know who drew it. I was like, is it one of the people that owns the house?
No, thrift store.
Oh,
Founded
thrift
at a thrift
store.
store.
That's
many
what
years
makes
ago.
it even more fun to me. Like a framed thrift store that's like dirty like that. I'm like, yeah, I kind of love it.
When I was growing up, I had a longtime childhood friend,
And his dick was that big.
his name Chris Bryant, and
Big old Chris Big Dick Bryant.
I would go to. I spent countless times in my life and hours and nights and even sometimes days at Chris Bryant's house. In one of the bathrooms in their house, they had a pinup, like 50s era, 60s era woman topless. And I'm telling you, as a 13, 14-year-old, too much time staring at that. Like it, like the
Yeah.
sexuality
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
and the hormones that like 13 and 14-year-old boys, I mean, it is constant
Yeah.
all the time,
Yeah.
like sexual thoughts and urges and feelings that as an adult, as a man, I don't find it sexual in nature. I find it's very beautiful and a cool piece of like 50s pinup era, but man, that was sexualized to me at that age. And I
Yeah.
don't think this falls into that category.
Yeah. It's weird because
At
it
all.
seemed like you were tapping your dick when you were tapping your phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, I think that falls into the category.
Well, it seems like you're jumping into that
yeah, I
category.
think that is the category. I thought that was the category.
Can I ask you guys, would it be wild to almost recreate what happened? If Callie and her husband invite these people back over,
Yeah.
right? And then the one of them eventually uses the bathroom, the parents, and then Callie uses the bathroom and then comes out and
I
almost
just
is like,
realized-
it's like, oh my God, did you probably saw what we have hanging? I didn't even think.
Yeah.
That is like the goofiest.
I think this is a smart move.
And then do they go, yeah, our kid actually told us that you had it. And then you
my
get to go,
God.
holy shit, I'm sorry if that was a weird
And
conversation.
they get to see how you react to that, so they know, all right, you're a normal, level-headed person who
Or-
realizes why that might be crazy.
Or they go, I saw that. That is the fucking craziest funny thing. And you
Yeah.
can be like, I don't even have
Yeah.
to bring this, whether their kids saw it or not.
Yeah.
They don't care. Like you have them over for a game night and drinks or whatever.
Yeah.
And let it. And then you do, after one of them have gone, you'd be like, I didn't even, you probably saw that weird thing. I hope
forgot.
that wasn't like.
But I think you make a good point here. Just invite them over.
Yeah,
Power
just-
right through and just
yeah.
go, do you guys want to hang out? And just, I think you're right. Act like it never happened as opposed to asking if
Because
it
it may
happened.
never have happened.
And just invite them over to hang.
Yeah.
Just
And then
invite
if
them
they
over.
say, no, they saw it.
Yeah, because if David
Yeah.
walks out of the bathroom, he's like, wild artwork you got in there. And then you get to be like faux mortified, right? And be like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I didn't even think. I hope that isn't like, we just think it's such a funny goof and,
Yeah.
people are naked in bathrooms anyway. I just thought it was so funny. And if he goes, oh yeah, it's that's weird. You can gauge what type of person they are.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then if they then use that opportunity to be like, well, actually it was, then that's probably going to ruin game night.
Yeah.
But
But what if they still say nothing again?
they go to the bath. Well, no, I'm saying, Rory was just don't do anything. Mine was after one of them have gone,
Oh,
I
you
go,
say something.
then I come out and be like,
Got
I didn't
it.
even.
I forgot we had
Think.
that in there.
Yeah.
Or I would do it like this. Like if we're a couple and Rory's going and he's already used the bathroom, I come out. And I as a joke, we would have talked about this ahead of time. I would be like, Irene, we didn't take down our dick drawings in the bathroom, and I'm sure Rory, is that weird? Like then
Not
I
for
would.
me. Why don't we all take our shirts off? I think that's how you hit it out at the party.
Yeah.
You invite
It
them over and you go
becomes
like,
an orgy.
did you guys see the picture of our bathroom? They're like, yeah, like, why don't we all take off these itchy jeans we've got on and see what they're like, okay.
You put it
We
wherever
knew on
there's-
Halloween you guys are fucking weird.
Wherever they're sitting for game night, you have the framed photo off the wall in front of them. Being like what you see?
You like
Did your
that?
kid?
Yeah.
Did your
When
kid see
they
this?
violated our bathroom?
Yeah.
And you make things up. They're like, well, he just said he saw something weird. Yeah, well, he also plugged up our toilet. Like,
Yeah.
did he?
Yeah. And it cost
You
us a
start
lot.
gaslighting.
And we didn't bring that up.
Yeah.
And we didn't bring that up.
Oh, what is this? An invoice. And it's so clearly fake.
Yeah, it's-
I have an invoice I had to pay.
Right.
Because of your kid who loves porn.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that's why he told you about it.
You need to get your life together.
The
Anyway, it's
level
your
of
turn.
projecting is
Right.
so massive. They don't even know how to interpret it.
Anyway, it's your turn. We're playing code
Yeah.
games.
Anyways, win, lose, or draw. Who's up? And that's what he draws next. It's just
Yeah.
a big dick.
I think you're
That would be funny too if you play Pictionaries if they draw the dicks.
Yeah, where somebody has to be drawn, and that's what it is.
And if-
Oh, here's an old drawing I did.
Yeah.
It's that painting.
Or you play Picture, you make up all the categories, and it's like drawings in bathrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sizes of dicks.
So I think we've landed on
Things you'd find in a bathroom.
Yeah.
no need to go F2F preemptively.
No. But hang. If you like them, hang.
Hang.
Just see what
hang
happens.
and see how it plays itself out.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing too. Mine was like, then you do a guffaw, like say something.
Yeah.
But if you never say anything and they never say anything, they letting you live your life. They don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they say something, maybe it will be like, that is a wild.
Yeah.
Like,
What
I
a
know,
wild
crazy,
pick.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's right. I think you're right.
Okay. I like it too. All right, Callie. We wish you well.
Are you
Let us
reading
know what
that?
happens. I know.
Will you send?
Let us know what happens. Hit up that page and follow up with us. And I want to know. All right. We wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Daniel Van Kirk.
Rory Van Scovel.
Irene Tu.
You want to sing?
You want to sing by yourself, or you want us to sing with you for the theme
Do you want us to do it as a group? That is the best face. It's my favorite part of.
I don't want to sing by myself.
No one has
I
ever
don't
said
know
yes.
what the words are.